This is a special video for you if you're considering buying at an auction. I love this form. It's put out by Smith & Co. Realty, and I like it because it's all on one page and I like their forms. They have got nice, clean, neat forms. So this is the conditions of sale public auction Queensland. The government likes to keep us on our toes, and the rules for selling a home via auction are different in each state and territory. So this is applying to Queensland. At the top, they're talking about whether or not the seller is registered for GST. And then in the grey boxes, they're talking about how an auction works and the rules. So all bidders, I'm going to read this out because I know a lot of you like to listen to these videos when you're driving in the car because it's something that you can do to fill time. Why not? Let's multitask wherever possible. So number one, all bidders must be registered. The auctioneer may register a person as a bidder only if the person has provided their name and address and satisfactory evidence of their identity. And therefore, if the person whose name they have on their bidder registration form is successful, then that will go onto the contract. Number two, the highest approved bidder will be the buyer, subject to the reserve price and the seller's approval. So that means the seller will approve that that price is okay. Like, that'll be above the reserve price. And then the seller also gets to make sure that they approve of that amount. Number three, a cooling off period will not apply to any contract of sale formed on a sale by auction or entered into by no later than 5 p.m. on the second clear business day after the property was passed in at auction with a registered bidder for the auction. So if you registered to bid at an auction and it didn't get sold at auction, but if you then are able to negotiate and purchase that home by 5 p.m. within 2 days, your second clear business day after the auction. So imagine the auction was on a Sunday and it got passed in, but you're still having negotiations to purchase that home. If you purchase that home by 5 p.m. on the Tuesday, it's still under auction conditions. And so there'll be no cooling off period, provided you were registered to bid at the auction. If you buy the home less than 2 days after the auction and you weren't registered to bid, then auction conditions do not apply because you weren't registered to bid at the auction. Number three, I just read that, did I not? Number four, the buyer acknowledges that the contract of sale will not be conditional on any of the following: finance or building a pest. So you have no cooling off period. You cannot buy the home subject to finance, and you cannot buy the home subject to you conducting a building and pest inspection. Of course, you can get your finance and you can get your building and pest inspection before you buy at auction though. All right. So this is where it's important to have your ducks all lined up in a row. Number five, bids will only be accepted from registered bidders. Makes sense. Number six, bidders must use the numbered identifier provided by the auctioneer to make a bid during the auction. That's your paddle that they provide you with. The seller reserves the right to bid either personally or by a representative. If the seller or their representative bids for the property, the auctioneer must clearly announce to all other bidders that the bid is made on behalf of the seller. Okay, so it's a vendor's bid. Okay, number 8, the bidder warrants their ability to enter and complete the contract of sale in accordance with its terms. So the terms of the contract. So this contract of sale, I have a blank one here in front of me. You're saying, yep, I'm happy with all of the information that's in that contract of sale. If you buy at auction, you don't get a chance to make any changes to that contract of sale after you've bought it, because you've bought it. Number 9, any person bidding on behalf of another person must provide the auctioneer with a copy of their written authority before the auction. Otherwise, the bidder will be taken to be acting on their own behalf. The auctioneer may register a person as a bidder only if the person gives the auctioneer the name and address of the other person for whom they're bidding. So if somebody rocks up to the auction and fills out the bidder registration form, says, I'm bidding on behalf of Joe and Fred, then the auctioneer needs to know the details of Joe and Fred. Otherwise, you're buying the home yourself. If the bidder is authorised to bid on behalf of another person and is the buyer in accordance with condition 2, the bidder warrants the other person's ability to enter and complete contract of sale in accordance with its terms. So if you're bidding on behalf of somebody else, you're saying, yep, they are happy to, it's a given that the person they're bidding on behalf of is happy with the contract terms. The auctioneer has this is number 11. The auctioneer has the discretion to refuse to accept a bid for any bidder. A bid will be taken to be accepted and irrevocable unless the auctioneer refuses it. If the auctioneer refuses a bid, the auctioneer must announce to all other bidders that the bid has been refused. In what way could a bid be refused? An auctioneer might refuse a bid if the bidder is unregistered, if the bid is below the minimum increment, if the auctioneer believes that the bid is not in the best interest of the seller, if the auctioneer believes the bid is not in the best interests of the buyer. There's some auctioneers, if they notice that you accidentally bid $1 million more than you should have, that auctioneer may not accept that bid because they realize you've made an error. That's very important to remember, is because if you did make an error, the auctioneer can accept that bid. Maybe the bid you've made a bid after the fall of the hammer, you were too late. So auctioneer can refuse bids. It's their game, they're running it. And so just keep that in mind. Number 12. Without affecting condition 11, if there is any dispute over a bid or the result, the auctioneer may reopen the bidding or determine the dispute in any other way the auctioneer considers appropriate in his or her absolute discretion. So that just means the auctioneer is the boss, okay? Don't be cheeky with the way that you bid or rude with the way that you bid. And if there's any dispute about anything, the auctioneer is the boss and they will make a call on what to do. Number 13, immediately on the fall of the hammer, the property is sold. The bidder of the highest bid accepted in accordance with condition 2 must sign as buyer the contract of sale in the form displayed or circulated with these conditions of sale and pay the deposit to the nominated deposit holder. The deposit payable under the contract of sale is 10% the successful bid or any other percentage or figure nominated in the contract of sale. It's not more than 10% though. The seller and the buyer agreed to sign all documents and do everything else necessary to transfer the property to the buyer. The seller and buyer each appoint the auctioneer, their agent, to sign the contract on their behalf, and that is non-revocable. What that means is the seller and the buyer can't, after the auction has happened and the hammer has fallen and the seller has sold the home to the buyer, neither of them can go, oh, I've changed my mind, I'm not signing that contract. Well, I'm sorry, but the auctioneer is going to sign it for you if that needs to happen, and then the sale will go through. If the buyer does not pay the deposit at the seller's option, they can A or B. They can cancel the contract and not sell it to you. Or B, they can keep the contract in place and try and get that money from you. And I think I said in an earlier video, you need to have shown that you have transferred the money. The money does not have to be in the seller's bank, the sales agent's trust account and have cleared, but you need to show evidence, a screenshot or whatnot of the fact that you have made the transfer. Hope that's clear. Number 17, the decision of the auctioneer is final in all matters relating to the auction. And 18, the bidder consents to the use of electronic communication in accordance with so what that means is if you're registered to bid at auction, you consent to be signing documents electronically. If the document is signed using an electronic signature, the bidder agrees to be bound by these conditions in electronic form and consent to signing this agreement using an electronic signature. What that means is the sales agent and your conveyancers, they're all used to doing contracts digitally. And so if you have trouble with that, rely on your conveyancer or the sales agent to guide you through that. Okay,